Hey y'all, how we doing today? Mike Blueface Plus. Thanks for tuning in on today's episode. We're gonna be working on my LG washer machine front loader. We're throwing a code OE, and it's no longer pumping the water. So there's two things it could be. It could actually be clogged down there in a filter. So I'm gonna show you guys how we can check that. It's a common thing. It's like a general maintenance thing. You should do it periodically anyway. But I've already checked all that, and it was not the problem. So I had to get a pump. So here's a part number right here for you guys just to take a look. I picked this up on Amazon for about 50 bucks. So if it's something you can do, repair yourself. It is a little complicated. We do got to take some screws off in the back here. We got to pull this all apart. The pump's actually down there in the bottom. So it's quite not complicated, but it is a process to get to it and put it back together. The job would probably take about an hour for you to do it if you're experienced. If you're not experienced, it might take a little longer than that. So just real quick, make sure before you get working on your appliance, disconnect the power, which I already did. You can shut off your circuit breaker or pull that off. First simple thing is you can actually pull this tray out. And there's some screws back in here. I think you got to take all this stuff out, but this should just, oh yeah, right here, push that, and then that just slides out. So that's one of the first things we can do. Set that off to the side. Looks like we're going to have a couple screws in here we got to pull out. There's going to be two screws back here. I'm going to show you those screws, but real quick, we want to vent and make sure there's no water in here. So let me show you guys down here what I'm talking about. Let's get that and get started. All right, so real quick, this little door just opens up and actually comes out. We're going to take it out, put that to the side. It's got this hose. All you do is you pull this little thing off, and there shouldn't be too much water in here. But yeah, we definitely got some water in here. So you see that? You want to make sure you drain all the water out. So we're going to drain that, and when we get that, we'll go ahead and we'll do the filter, or we'll disconnect this guy in here. This is the filter. It's a screw. It unscrews. Let me drain this water. All right, so I put a towel down. We got this drained. All you're going to do is twist this thing out. Should be pretty clean in here because I already did it. Now maybe it's not. We'll see. So it's pretty clean. So sometimes some hair and some stuff gets stuck in here, and you have to pull this out and clean that periodically. So let's set that to the side, and since we're already down here, we got two screws. So we got to pull these screws anyway. So with a Phillips screwdriver, you're going to want to pull these two screws out here. You could use a drill, but I don't want to strip anything out. So good old hand driver method is always a safe way to do it. Set them screws off to the side. And this thing just pulls out like that. So that's that. Let's go to the back and show you those screws. Here's those screws here I'm telling you about. So we're going to pull these two screws out. 1, 2. And then you come around to the back. You're going to have a screw here on the corner. 1 and 2. So we may have actually 1, 2, 3, 4. We may have 4 screws back here. So we're going to pull all those screws out real quick. All right, so there's actually the 6 screws in the back and those 2 brackets, and it just slides forward, and it should just lift right up and then sit out to the side. Now, let's see what we got. I know we got to get this one. Looks like we got 1, 2, and 3 screws here. And then I believe we have to pull this out too. So we don't have to pull this out, but there is a clip in here. Let me see if I can locate it. Okay, right here, yeah. So we're gonna have to get a pair of pliers to pull this out. I'm don't know if this is going to do it. Maybe it will. Might have to go grab a pair of needle nose. Yeah, so we'll get a pair of needle nose for that. All right, so we got one screw here, screw here, screw here. And let me show you down here what we're dealing with. You have this here. So what it is we have to release the tension on this to where we can pull this ring off of here. So that, and then this will push in, and then the whole face will lift over and slide up. So that's the plan. All right, so I actually was able to just pry that off, get my pliers, pull that, and this is all this is. So this is just something like this, comes right off. All right, so after that, it should all just peel like this. Peel that back. Fun part is putting that back on, y'all, just saying. So that all, that's right. We also got to disconnect this little guy too, I believe. It's been a little while since we did it, but there is 2 more screws here for a sensor. We're gonna see how that works. I'm gonna see if I can pull this off. I'm gonna get these screws done up here that I showed you and see about pulling this off. All right, let's get these 3 screws out of here. Yeah, I probably should have got my drill, y'all. Y'all are gonna have to bear with me. Bear with me, fast forward. Trying to give a little bit of real time in it, you know. And if you guys have been watching this video and if it's been helpful and you guys enjoyed it, after the video, check out some of my other repair videos. Like, subscribe. Trying to get 1,000 subscribers. We've been moving up. We're almost at the 500 mark. So if y'all want to get to that, I would appreciate y'all. All right, looks like we got a problem, y'all. You know what? I think I'm skipping a step. Yeah. Yeah, there we go, y'all. You know what? It looks like, yeah, there's these, actually there's these clips in here. This screw here, maybe. Aha. That's the screw. That's the screw snagging us up. Hopefully y'all can see that. Oh, God. All right, I'm going to have to fish that out later. But yeah, actually, that is the ticket there. That pops out. So, that's right. We didn't have to take these out. Been a while, y'all. Been a while. So let me put these 3 back. I knew I was forgetting something there. So put this bracket back in there. It's been 2 years, y'all. Give me a break, huh? So at least y'all's install will go a little quicker. So that's right. That pops up. This sits on top like that. These are the screws. Let me show y'all. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the screws we want to get. Let me get y'all set up. Let me get this going. Get this going. What I'll do is once we get down there to that pump, you guys could always go back and rewatch how it came apart, because I'll probably not show it. I'll probably put it all back and then maybe check to see if it's working with y'all. But for the most part, I just want to show you guys the disassembly. Because it's, as of right now, y'all, it's already broken, so we can't break it. So that's my slogan, y'all. You can't break it if it's already broken. So if you're a little handy and we got a little how-to and a little bit of knowledge or whatever, you like taking things apart, it's a great little project, man. If not, you could always throw this thing to the curb, donate it, scrap it. It's the worst case. Best case is we fix it and we don't have to go buy a brand new washer machine because they charge an arm and a leg, y'all. So I'll set these over here. Now we're getting some action. And just like I said, there is this, which I think I'm going to just leave that on there. This should just pick right up, y'all. It should just pick right up, y'all. I'll close this door. Come on, baby. It's getting snagged down there at the bottom. It's almost like we forgot a screw or something. We did. We did forget a screw. It's right here. So don't forget this screw, y'all. Why the hell would they put that there, right? Let's set this over here with that one. Just like these. Let's see. Now all I'm going to do is actually flip this to the side. Move you all back. Flip this over here so I can leave that on there. All right, y'all. We're getting somewhere. All right, y'all. So now that we're down here, pair of channel locks. These hose clamps out the way. This might have a little bit of water in it, so hopefully it doesn't come and make a mess. You got one more hose back there. That's going to probably have some water in it. Come on, Betsy. So, put that off to the side. Oh yeah, there's some water in there. So, just be careful with that. Now, since we got that, there's actually these wires here. So, the wires, these low voltage wires is what feeds that pump. So, just pay attention to that. That's going to come out this contraption here. So, it looks like we got one, I believe it's like two bolts in here. So I got to grab my socket set. We got to pull 3 bolts, and then that should allow us to have some access to work on this thing. A little tight, but be patient and we can get it. All right, so a 10 millimeter wrench. One. I went and got power tools, y'all. I'm done playing around. Maybe an extension. So we should have one more in the back. looks like we're, that screw should have been in here, y'all. So I'll set that over here for now. Where's that screw at? Right in the back. Come on. 1, 2, 3. The light's shutting off on me, and then this should all just lift that out like that, y'all. Sheesh. Just gotta be patient. Just gotta be patient. Alright, so pop these two off. We'll just remember black is on the L and brown is on the end. Alright. Then we got, looks like one screw here. Come on, baby. And that slides out. We got 2 more screws. 1, 2. Alright, so let's get the new one. We got it right here in the box. We're going to want it to go in the exact same way as this. Should just pop out. Just like this. Gross. Get a lovely smell. Make sure she's secured in. Put these 3 screws back. One. 2. Slide this cover over. Like so. All right, that's it, y'all. That's how you do it. We had the brown on the end, and black on the black, or L. All right, so that's it, y'all. That's how you do that. Now we're gonna slide it on back in here. All right, just like so. Get all this stuff back where I was going. I'm pretty sure this was down low. Yeah, no. Get this stupid plate back there. And let's go ahead and put that screw we just took out in to kind of help us line it up. Just like so. Let's get these back where they go. This stability is piling up. Sometimes you can't see it, y'all. You just got to feel for it. All right, so let's get this one back in here. So I'm going to get these 3 bolts in and get them tightened in. One, 2, 3. That's nice and tight. Make sure your wire is all good. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be like that. It might not though, but nah, that's how it is. Or you know what? That's yeah. You know what? That wasn't on there before, so yeah. See, it sits better. So I'm just gonna try to get that back in there. Either way, I don't think that's how that was. So we'll get that back in there. So let's get these hoses hooked back up. This one right there. Channel locks. Make sure everything's tight. You don't want any leaks. Let's stick this one back on here. Jesus. Come on. I just don't want to catch my finger on there, y'all. Okay, that might have been it right there. The rubber all the way around. Shouldn't leak. All right. That looks pretty good. All right, so with that done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to get the front back on. All right, so since we got the pump all secure down there, let's get this out the way. Flip this around. Let's go ahead and make sure these wires aren't getting caught on anything. Okay. Open the door. Make sure this is free. All right, y'all. Let's get these screws in. My drill. That's one. And we never did have to take those out. That was good. I think sometimes you can take the electrical connector off. What's going on, Bobby? And also be very careful. This stuff's very sharp, man. This thing will cut you like butter. I'm just going to shut this for now. Can't forget, you got to come back and put this ring on. These slop down, fall into these little grooves down there. Got one screw. In the back there. Everything else is clamped. Let me put these two screws in since I'm done with this. This should just slot back in there. All right, let's get the back on. And like I said, just put those brackets back on in the back. All right. All right. Let's see if I can't get this in there for y'all. It's the worst, man. We got freaking screwdriver. Worst screwdriver. Bear with me, y'all. We're almost there. Cannot see the other one. Put this back in there. Got a little seal. Make sure it's tight. You don't want water leaking. Got this cap. All right, that's that. All right, guys, be very careful. This edge is very sharp. Basically, you want to get this all the way around. You want to get this to kind of seat in there. Yeah, you definitely don't want to rush this step. You want to make sure it's all secure, it's all in there. So after you get that sealed in, just take your time, make sure it's sealed. You're going to want to get this on there. I always like to put the spring down towards the bottom. So now you see here how there's tension. You have to get a pair of vice grips and you have to pull it and then set it on there. So, I don't know, maybe I can get lucky with this. Let me see. All right. That was the easiest that's ever went. That usually never works, but I guess after you do it a few times, you get the feel for it. So just make sure that's in there securely. It's even got a little reset, so you can even slide it over a little bit. Either way, I'm going to call that good. So let me get up from this tight position. Don't forget to put this cover on here. All right, and that looks about it, y'all. Let's go ahead and see if we can fire this thing up. Alrighty, so we got some soap in there. We're gonna just do a quick wash. Oh, I ain't doing a quick wash. Make sure you turn your power back on, y'all. So power's back on. I'm gonna go to a speed wash. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna let that cycle through and we're gonna see if it sucks all the water out. So we're in the middle of the cycle. It's spinning. The pump's been kicking on and turning. We're going to stay and continue to watch this, see if that OE code is thrown. So bear with me. I'm going to monitor it. Alrighty, guys. It looks like the job is done. It looks like it's fixed the code. The OE hasn't came. The pump's very quiet. Before I noticed it was going out, it was rattling and making a real loud noise. And it seems to be that it's corrected it and fixed the problem, y'all. So I appreciate y'all watching the video. If this video helped you, like, subscribe. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers, so we'll appreciate y'all. Check out some of my other videos, how-tos, DIYs. Good luck with y'all's repair. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't feel comfortable, hire a professional. Most important things, power is off. Everything that comes out goes back just how it was. Be very careful on the bottom. Make sure that those hoses are on, and be sure to check for leaks. The last thing you want to do is leave this thing and it flood and cause any type of water damage. So I appreciate y'all. Good luck with y'all's installation, and appreciate y'all. Take care. God bless. Peace.